I've been on this since half my age, so fuck a wage. My application say CEO nowadays. You wanna hire me, my nigga, better aim higher. I'm too big of a star to build your empire. Mama said don't sell work, so I'll get it from the muscle, put my logo on the shirt. I had a dream, and then I woke up. Reality hit me, so I spoke up. You ain't been through shit until it hit the fan. Says a lot about us, so what you saying? Hey God, we trust, need to exchange hands. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Business as usual. Business as usual.
Mike's coming on.
Business as usual. Business as usual.
Yeah, serious about my music indie radio show. You already know what's going down, man.
Each and every Monday, 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Y'all know where to find us. Y'all go download that on Spin Radio app out of your App Store, on Apple Music, out of your Play Store, on your Android phone, and listen to us live, stream us live. You can catch us on the Wavverunners Facebook page right now, going live. And right now we got a special guest in the building, Stony.
Yeah, Stony, y'all.
Yeah.
What the boy name speaks for itself, man. All you gotta do is catch him Stony, man.
You gotta do is Google. He can tell you Google.
Google that thing.
You see them credentials, but for those who don't know, let them know who you are.
I'm Stony Romo, the melody guy, 1/3 of the Loopholes.
Loopholes?
Yeah, Loopholes. Shout out to the Loopholes, Bobby Keys, Javar Rockamore. My brothers couldn't be here, you know, we're working on a lot of shit.
That's what's up.
So I had to leave the session to make sure we came through the
And we appreciate that.
Definitely.
So man, so tell people like what's some of the tracks you done worked on, like
more recent or just period?
You can start with the biggest ones if you want to.
I co-produced Rick Ross' Buy Back the Block. That was featuring 2 Chainz and Gucci. Yeah, me and Fuse from 808 Mafia did that one.
That's what's up.
We did Mario's latest single, it's called Let Me Help You. That one dropped like last year. And Fuse did that one as well. And then me and the Loopholes and Fuse did a few featuring Thug Super Slimy.
Okay.
We did Group Home. We did For the Gang. And we did Real Love.
Oh, all right.
And then, I mean, I can keep going.
Hey, well, I got a question about that Buy Back the Block record. Because now talk a little bit about that. Like, how did that come about? Because that was a major move. Like that wasn't just a track. Like it was it was a wave behind that thing. You know what I'm saying? It was an attempt. I mean, if y'all don't know, like Buy Back the Block, they was trying to convince everybody to invest. Because getting those properties, getting that land in the hood. Because especially out here in Atlanta, it's a lot of real estate going on out here. The real estate game is definitely something you want to look into. Once again, serious about my music radio. Make sure y'all get some jewels. So when you get your shit, definitely look into that real estate. But talk a little bit about that. How did that track come about?
It's funny because I guess we'll get back to that. But just to counter what you're saying, a lot of people don't realize that song triggered a lot. That song came out before Culture.
Yeah.
That song came out before 444.
Yeah.
And I know that people heard that song.
And now,
you get what I'm saying?
And now from there, Ross been on that, like buying stuff. Like he got the chuckers, he got the range stuff. That's all he's talking about. They gonna give you some big beauties.
And he a real dude. He really like that.
Yeah,
he a real dude.
So go ahead.
No, it's all good.
So he been on that type tip. So how was it? Like, were you in the studio session with all of them, or
no?
Or
really,
you just sent the track
really,
over?
what happened was, it's funny that Bars asked that. I'm gonna give y'all the real answer. This series about my music.
Serious about my music. You heard
Serious about y'all heard him.
I'm hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
So
at the same time, I'm spiritual. You know what I mean? Like, just to give y'all a little background, I'm from Rochester, New York.
Okay.
And I grew up in the church. Like most musicians, I still play in the church to this day.
Okay.
Every Sunday, I'm still there. But long story short, I have a calling in my life. Not to take it all the way there, but we gotta take it there. I have a calling in my life. Some people are put here and they're able to move amongst the thieves, the killers, you get what I'm saying? The whores. Jesus, not comparing myself to Jesus, but we try to be Christ-like, right?
Right.
So I try to put that in everything I do. So I'm gonna be 100% with you. That song came about. Fuse from 808 Mafia just asked me for a one line one day. That means just like a little piano line. And I literally played what I played in the altar call at church. And he put drums on it, sent it to Ross, and just out of the blue, Ross is talking about buying back the block and uplifting the community. So that's the real answer to how that came out.
And the crazy part about that, I think we talked about this last week, where we were talking about like when you actually get into the music, it's a frequency that you dealing with. Like that's why we was talking about how it don't matter what sometimes they be saying, because it's just that wave, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when you put that shit into your music, it's like you're actually building something, man. That's why a lot of people actually, I like to do a lot of stuff myself. So it's like when you do it and you building something and you start it from nothing, it's like feeling that, like you said, not being Christ, and it's like not being God, it's feeling that God in you. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, it's like when you create something from nothing and take it as far as you could go. Like
and no pun intended, they call me the melody guy. Because I play keys and my melodies is they catch you.
It's spiritual.
And there you go. That's why it's like, for me, it's like, all right, I'm godlike. I don't think I'm a god, but I'm godlike, so I'll take
that's
that.
what we put her to be like.
Exactly.
So like, be like nobody else.
Even in my production, like I use biblical sounds. And like the rappers, Future's rapped on 1 million of my beats that's got like ram's horns, that's like what David blew. You know what I'm saying? Like literally spiritual. The names of them are the
so you really understand music.
I understand music.
You gotta see, like he plays live and like he's like, you know what I'm saying? He talking about, you know what I'm saying, what he do in the studio, but you gotta actually see, cause it's levels to this shit. Like it's a producer, you know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. Like so he's playing your basses, he's playing your pianos, he's fucking around getting on your drums. So it's like he the level that he bring it out and just make so like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen him work a couple times. It's some dope shit. It's like,
cause see me, I have like an extra type of respect for a producer who use instruments, only because I grew up in like, I used to be in a marching band.
Right.
So like I know how to play instruments.
Right.
So like
and all that.
So yeah. So like with me, I tell people I might not can make a beat, but I can tell a person what I want to hear in a beat and get the beat done.
Right.
Like how I heard it in my head because I know instruments.
Right. And a lot of people don't even know that that's actually producing. You know what I'm saying? That's producing.
Start getting your percentage.
Beat makers is the ones who
that's
can't.
How Puffy rich.
Like they don't necessarily have the capacity to pull it out of thin air, but they can press the right fucking buttons.
Yeah.
They
Shout
know.
out to Cali.
You know what I'm saying?
Cali good for that. Him and Diddy.
Yeah.
Cali sample game was mean.
Oh man.
You don't turn into the new Yay on all that.
Cali's a monster.
Boy. So what got you into the producing game? What was your break?
My break. Or you want my break or what influenced me? Both.
Give me
Alright, so we're gonna start with the influence. About 94, 95, I was probably like 10, 11, 12. I used to go to a local studio called Deja Line in Rochester. And just so happened for me, Devontae rented out the whole studio from Jodeci. Yeah, if y'all know who that is.
That Jodeci thing run big.
So Jodeci basically rented out a studio in my hometown for 2 years. And that's where they recorded their last album to show the after party.
Wow.
So during this time, you talking about Genuine, Timberland, Missy, rest in peace Static Major from Player.
Yeah.
All of these people are running around our city. None of them are famous. Like Genuine works at the Foot Locker and went to the high school that I ended up graduating from.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
And I was an intern. That's why, like, if you ever work with me in the studio, I'm hard on interns and engineers because I walk that walk. You know what I'm saying? So like,
to the pressure.
Yeah. So like,
I was Devontae used to have that thing like boot camp. Ooh. I heard Missy talk about that. Like, man, we might not eat.
Listen,
he eat to this
that's all
done.
Like, I can tell stories for days. And like, I was too young to really be around them, but I was around them. If that makes sense. And I had to clean that shit up when they left. And boy. Yeah, like it was a real rock star party. But like from just getting around that and those influences, they was great. So it made me want to do it myself.
So how you end up in that? How you end up in the situation to be in that space with them?
Shout out to one of my mentors, Paul Boutte. He's like the godfather of music in my town, gospel, R&B, whatever it is.
Okay.
And just so happened, my aunt's husband is like a real dope musician. So honestly, but he lived in New Jersey, so whenever he would come to town, we knew that at some point we would end up down at that studio, and you never know who's gonna be there. So just through that, like it put us, like me and my older brother, we were still younger, but people took us a little more serious because of who our uncle was.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like an OG,
Yeah,
like yo,
yeah.
I'm in Jersey, but look after my nephew.
Like,
You know what I'm
we
saying?
got him.
I got him. You know what I'm saying? So once they started saying that, I was actually taking it serious. I'm gonna be honest. It's funny that you asked me that. One of my friends, shout out to Ronnie, Loud Lights, Facebook. A little shout out. But me and him was in a group together back in the day. But he worked a summer job. Listen how fucked up this is. He worked a summer job and he needed intern credits. And rest in peace to my cousin Paul Harris. He was my musical mentor. He died of sickle cell.
Oh man.
Yeah. He a great guy. Like closest thing to Christ I ever seen in my life. I never heard him curse. Like didn't have sex till he was married. Like yeah, like serious. His dad's a preacher. Like he's serious. Like serious. Like that.
That's guaranteed trip to heaven.
Right. So I call him and I'm like, yo, one of my boys need internship credits for his job. He's like, all right, I got him, but the only way I'll accept his internship if you come do it with him. Mind you, Buddy works, so he's getting paid to do this. So I'm a good friend, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it. I get up with you every morning in summer break, I catch the bus with you and go. I have no interest in being in this studio doing this at all. And then like
Your calling was there.
Right, and just luckily I was connected through the church with these producers and all of these musicians in there, and they would take a liking to me. So they would make the other interns go take the trash out. I go to walk off and they'd tap me like, come here. And then I just go sit in the studio with them, watch them track shit out, watch them make beats. And then it's like, all right, this is easy, I can do this. You know what I mean? And then it just kind of went from there.
A lot of times they'll see the person that wanted more. Like, you know, just in your actions, they probably just, it was just something about you.
Right.
You know, that's awesome, man. That Jodeci thing, like I said, that thing flowed. Like, cause we just had, like Rico Barrino was here.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was their nephew.
Man,
or cousin or something like that. Like, was his nephew or cousin? It was cousin, yeah, Casey and JoJo. I was like, wow.
Yeah, cause they all from North Carolina, right?
Yeah. And Anthony Hamilton.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantasia, of course.
Yeah. A whole block that can sing.
Boy, what? I would say they found Rio, he probably turned.
Stevie J is actually from Rochester. That's where they found him at. They found Stevie J in Rochester, and he was working with Devontae first, and he did MTV Uptown Unplugged, and Puff song. It was like, yo, who's the nigga singing background and playing guitars and doing all of this shit? And that's how he got on with Puff.
Wow.
Stevie J like a musical genius.
Oh yeah, don't get that love hip hop shit.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot. Like I've been hearing that like you know what I
Hey,
mean?
Stevie J, you gotta come on the show, bro.
Wikipedia.
You gotta come on the show.
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't look him up. You gotta look him up. You come to Atlanta, like you know what I'm saying? But
produced for Beyonce, of course,
Not
all that bad boy stuff.
A lot of the bad boy hits.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
He got good ear for music, man.
Right.
Good ear for music.
I mean, if
Shout out
you
Stevie J.
look at him play, like even on the show sometime on Love and Hip Hop Show, he'll get on there and do his thing.
Right.
And people be forgetting. I be like, man, Stevie J really got talent. He ain't no head case.
Right.
Like, you know. But a lot of times when you be genius like that, it come off that way.
Yeah.
You be like
Misunderstood. That's all.
Just like you know how you good at what you do. You know, because you add the spiritual aspect to it, they'll try to throw that on you. Oh man, he different, son.
Yeah. But you know what I do? You know what I do? I get them, I trick them. I might show up 30 minutes, 20 minutes to the session before everybody. Come in with my candle warmers, say a nice little prayer, set the atmosphere before they get in.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you ain't even gotta see me do the weirdo shit. I'm gonna do it before you get here. You know what I'm saying? But we all straight. We gonna do it.
We all covered.
Yeah, because it's deeper. Like Bar said, it's a waveform. It's a frequency. So like, we sending this shit out through the airway. Like my daughter, I have a 7-year-old daughter. She sings this shit. It's some girl. I'm not gonna say her name. I know her name. I'm not gonna say it. She's on YouTube and she's popping. The little kids are loving her. But the song is about a breakup. about how you cheated on me and you would be mad if I got with this one. I want to sign her. I'm gonna be honest because my 7-year-old daughter's singing it and she got millions of views. But I'm like, what the fuck is my 7-year-old daughter singing? You know what I'm saying? And I'm a musician, so I don't want to like discourage her in singing. I want to be like, don't sing that song. Nah, it's cool. You learn the lyrics, but Jesus.
That's like my 5-year-old. Like she don't discover Dream Girls. So she's watching this movie every day.
Right.
And some old lady was like, what about the scenes in the movie? I said, trust me, she not even paying attention to the scene. It's about the music. Cause she get like the other scenes will come on, she'll walk out the room with that and go play with her dolls till that's over with. Then she, as soon as she hear the music come back on, she run right back in the living room and be effing.
Right. You know something though? I was doing some research the other day and I came across something that says that, you know, future music is like a slower tempo than the regular music used to be.
Yeah, you can say that.
They were saying because they was like the tempo Future uses is like on a wave that grabs the brain, like it's like.
I will tell you this.
That grabs the brain.
I will tell you this. It's definitely to all you producers. It's definitely a science.
Yeah.
The formula.
That's what I was.
We call it water when it comes to producing for Pluto. Point blank period. It's a vibe. Like,
yeah, that's what they were saying. They were saying
that's why that 30 Sprite 2 grab, like when he came out with from DS2 on, actually March Madness, whatever 56 nights, whatever that.
Shout out to LA Reid. Once he signed the Epic with LA Reid.
Once that 56 nights came out with DJ Esco, Future great. I mean, pause. But Future grabbed me from that.
He's definitely a go.
Like I was a fan from that point on.
But actually, the point I'm trying to make is that these waves actually hit a certain point in your brain.
Yeah.
And they said, being as though Future, like, he dropped the tempo a little bit on his music or something, and he made it where whoever does his music knows that this tempo is like a.
We all know.
Okay. It's like a tempo.
He not gonna give you the tempo, man. I want to get it myself, man. I see it. What's the tempo, man?
The point I'm trying to make is that it's not like it's just music that's just made. This is made to reach you.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like we probably do 30 beats, send it to Future, probably record all of them shits, and then 3-4 days later he take it back like, yo, I did another pack. So like,
he makes some music.
He working, but it ain't just exclusively us, no.
Yeah, he's got millions of others.
Not millions, but he got his few, his handful of people that he's recording on they shit just like that too.
Wow.
Yeah.
They said I seen somewhere where they said Uzi Vert record like 700 songs a year.
Nah, I believe it.
And I was like, damn. But then, but you gotta think though, man, let's just be honest.
All they do is music.
Yeah. I mean, he done working a regular 9 to 5.
Right.
I ain't gonna say he ain't got kids. You know, then you working a regular 9 to 5. You don't have those distractions.
And you know what else it is? And I could give this one out because it's old. Tupac said this a long time ago. If you look at that shit with Pac in the studio, and he like, yo man, let me go and do my thing. You drop a verse on there, you drop a verse. I leave. Producers, y'all do what the fuck y'all wanna do. Engineer, you make this shit a song, and we go to the next song. A lot of artists and rappers and writers, they take too long, bro. Yeah. I heard y'all talking in your last interview about that. And the reason why it's like you take too long is because just get the idea out. Don't try to make, the chapel wasn't made in one day. You know what I'm saying? Like Picasso wasn't painted in a day. So it's like, you might go in and like the term mumble rap is real. Like these niggas is going in and mumbling a bunch of vibes. And then coming out and listen to it and saying, oh, I heard what I said, let me in. And then put words to it. Wow. Instead of walking around the studio room for an hour and a half trying to get your lyrics. Now everybody in the room, momentum is gone. The engineer's burned out. Right. You know what I'm saying? In that time, we could have dropped 3 ideas real quick, and then we bounce back and forth and come back, and then tomorrow we come back and finish them.
Right.
Wow. And see, me, I'm more so I don't even like to write rhymes and stuff. Yeah, I try to have that shit done before. Even if I don't write to a beat, I try to have the concept of what I'm gonna put down on that beat before I get there.
So what is the average song take y'all to make? I mean, how long? Depending on if the artist, once the artist get it to you and say, okay, it's ready.
I mean, that's different. That varies because I'm gonna be honest. Most of the time, I don't even hear the shit till it come out. Yeah, like we got a couple records on Too Heartless, Moneybag Yo.
Yeah, Moneybag Yo.
He dropping.
He dropped a song.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure we drop one of them Moneybag Yo records. You know what I'm saying? Tonight.
I got track number 3, featuring Quavo.
Quavo.
So,
Shout out QP.
Yeah, that storefront video hard too.
Yeah.
And put karate in that joint.
Right now, them dudes are serious for real. I put that on Instagram earlier. I finally got my Quavo feature. Yeah, I'm still a fan of this shit.
That's what it is, man. That's what it is, man.
Hey, them niggas had the best ad libs I heard since motherfucking
Jeezy.
No, not Jeezy. Return of the Mac, nigga. Like he said right there it is. Oh my God! Listen, you let's look. But they had was one ad lib. They said he said it was like, oh ass yeah. Oh, that's my favorite ad lib ever, dog. I can't remember the name of that damn song, but that shit was stuck in my head for 2 months.
Like shit, that dance with my dog in the night. I don't turn that shit into a whole other thing. Like I got mad at my wife. I said, you know what? I'm finna leave the house and go dance with my dogs in the night and walk straight out the door and shut the door.
But I think the Migos don't get enough credit for more than one reason. But the main reason I'll say, I think they are the most selfless group ever, bro. Yeah. If you pay attention, all their attention was on Quavo, and then Culture came out, they shifted shit to Offset, and then now Culture 2's out, and it's about Takeoff.
Yeah. They really made 3 solo albums with
Exactly.
You know,
Wu-Tang was the first to do that. Remember
definitely.
They all had solos.
Definitely.
But see, Wu-Tang capitalized because they all was on different labels.
RZA was a genius.
Yeah, they was on different labels.
He was a genius, man.
And brought it all together.
But see, but Migos, they did it in a way that, like, not saying Wu-Tang, they did it kind of different from how Migos did it though. Like when Wu-Tang was on the album, it was like that's a Wu-Tang album. Like with Migos, like you can tell when this that first joint was a Quavo. Right. That was Quavo joint.
That's the second one gonna go solo, right?
Nah, they never thought about going solo. They put each other out like that.
Right. I mean, I'm sure at some point they are gonna grow individually and do something.
Cause they all doing stuff now.
Actually, Takeoff got one with that Ric Flair shit.
Yeah. Offset on.
I meant to say Offset.
Offset. It was Offset and 21 Savage. I think y'all like to join out. Like
no, it's Quavo. Wait, no, it's Quavo and Travis Scott. Yeah.
Offset and 21 Savage got an album out.
That's with Cardi B, right?
It's not with Cardi B. Offset go with Cardi B, but he not. They don't have.
But I know. Okay, Cardi B and 21 Savage got one out.
They got a song together.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what though, I mean, let's steer this a little bit into what you actually do here as far as a producer goes. Because I mean, we're serious about my music indie radio show, and we want to let them know that it's other independent movements out there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, we focus a lot on the independent rappers, but the indie producers, we got indie photographers, we got indie painters, it's a whole indie movement that when they actually come together, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? You actually get the work. You know what I'm saying? This guy work with this guy. So it's like, what do you foresee for that coming movement? How it's going right now? Because I know it's a lot of movement in the city. What we're doing as far as a lot of us making noise right now and actually collaborating the way that we're supposed to do. So
you just answered it.
I did.
Yeah, that's the advantage Atlanta has over the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. We're not afraid to work with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Repeat that one more time.
I said the advantage that Atlanta music has over the world is we're not afraid to work with each other. I'm not intimidated by Cheese Beats, 30 Rock, Fuse, anybody, because they're all my brothers. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's nothing. Like, I don't even have to call them and say, let's make beats. We just might be in the same room. And it's like, yo, bro, throw something on there. Mm-hmm. I might know that is $1 million play. And I turn to my brother and be like, yo, bro, you want to throw something on this one? You know what I'm saying? This one's going straight to the press. Like, I might not tell you what it is, my nigga, come put, I'm the
Yo,
fuck,
and
come eat.
that's something I've been preaching for weeks, man. Loyalty, man. Loyalty will get you to eat, man. Loyalty will get you a plate. Like that's all. Like I'm saying, like one thing I put on my post, I said it was one thing about me. If I didn't know where I wanted to go, I was hopping in my partner passenger seat.
Facts.
Like you know what I'm saying? That's like I'm put some gas in your car.
Right.
Like I'm gonna figure out where. You know what I mean? So like that's another major key for the indies right there. You gotta be able to stick together. But so when you first started, because when you first started back in '94, after you got that inspiration and you was going and you was hearing this music and seeing all these people. What was your first step? Like you went and bought a beat machine and would you start beatboxing? I want to know, get to the nitty gritty. Who was you before you was the melody guy?
Before I was the melody guy, I was Teddy Theodore Thomas from Rochester, New York. Shout out to East High School.
Indeed.
I was a motherfucker. I ain't gonna front.
I've been to Rochester. That shit's so small. You can walk from there to there, and it's over.
Yeah, but it ain't sweet at all.
Oh, no,
it
it
makes
ain't
it 20
sweet.
times worse
Yeah.
because
Right.
niggas you just got into it with
What's
around
that
the corner. The next time you go out, he's
Yeah,
there.
he's there. What's
You
that
understand?
street everybody be hanging out on?
A bunch of them.
Yeah, I
East
know,
side, west side,
I think it was on the west side.
Genesee.
Genesee. I was over there on Genesee
Shout
Street.
out to Jenny. Shout out to
Yeah,
Jenny. I'm an East Side dude.
And I'm like, hold up, man, they doing shit like we be doing in Jersey, little ass place.
Yeah,
Niggas hanging out, niggas getting money. I'm like, okay, wait, they getting money out here.
Niggas is getting
Yeah.
robbed, all of that. Yeah.
I said, but now he gonna see him next week though. So now it's more shootings and more shit happening.
Right. So how'd you navigate your way out of that to be able to?
So navigating out of Rochester, the bottomless pit. I love my hometown, but like it's definitely a place where not many people come from.
Right.
As far as like society status quo of what successful is.
Mm-hmm.
We got Tay Diggs. It's a kid by the name of Teddy Geiger. He was like a pop star.
My town got the wave cap guy.
We got a lot.
Yeah, he's on the front of the shout out to that guy. Shout out to that guy. You know what I'm saying? I see you. I never forget. Put the L's up.
And then we had like Tweet and Q from Day 26. And then a couple other people. Shout out to my man John. He's Bruno Mars, his band director.
Okay.
And then my brother Keys. He's one of the members of the Loopholes.
Hey, somebody from Jagged Edge from Rochester?
Nah. I think they all from here.
Yeah, I'm from
Nah.
It's some team, 112 or something.
Nah, that's funny. I'm about to get to 112.
it's
112 from here too.
It's I know it's two twins. Who the twins?
Brandon Twin? No, they not from Rochester.
Yeah,
They
nah,
from down here.
they from here.
They from here.
Yeah, but
You know a lot of Atlanta to be from Jersey.
I'm sure they said they was from Rochester.
Nah, I would know that. They ain't from Rochester.
Nah.
Yeah.
Listen, my man said they ain't from Rochester. They ain't from Rochester.
Trust me. We hold our trophies high.
It said,
But-
there was no statues of them. So.
But to answer your question, basically just a lot of hard work, man, and really owning my craft. They had this situation in Rochester called the Rochester Music Fest, and me and my older brother, we would play for like opening acts. Like I played the keys, he played the drums. So we did this maybe 4 years in a row, and every year it's like, it would be like, what's the comparisons? Like getting a Range Rover for Christmas, and then you wake up the next day, that shit is gone.
Wow.
Because they would bring like 20 of the top artists to our city on a 2-week festival. So I'm backstage, all excess, I'm living it up for 1 weekend, and then all of these people leave
Gone.
every year. You know what I'm saying? So finally, our last year, we had an R&B group by this time, so we were on, like more or less in the forefront. And we went through some preliminary shit to win a competition to open for a bunch of people. It was like Sierra, 112, Jagged Edge. It was like a bunch of
Fire.
So we won, and we got to open up. And one of my favorite groups is 112. So me and one of the group members, just walking around backstage, and we saw 112 like standing to the side with their mics about to go on stage. So we like, fuck it, let's go say what's up. So we slap everybody up. We get down the line and we stop at our favorite member, Deron Jones. He's on the phone. So he look us up and down. He's like, yo, let me call you right back. Y'all can phone, he slap us up. He's like, yo, what y'all do, man? I like y'all outfits. Y'all look kind of fly. We like, yo, we sing or whatever, I produce, whatever, we in the group.
Hold on. You were singing? You was singing at the time?
Nah, man, my mic was off. I was pulling, we was making Jodeci, so I was pulling the Devontae. I made all of the beats, wrote music, and I would be the hype man, and when they start singing and harmonizing, I turn my mic off.
Oh,
And
okay.
act like I was singing.
Stoney laid the references though.
Just keep it in the 90s, so I'm always that 90s references. But long story short,